Gym merch is one of the most overlooked and underutilized ways to add a profitable revenue stream to your gym in 2025. A lot of gym owners are skeptical about this because it seems so obvious. They think that there's no way they could be selling more merchandise to their existing members. Yet we talk to gym owners every single day and we discovered that they're actually making easily fixable mistakes that absolutely kill their potential revenue from merchandise. That's why in this video, I'm going to give you the biggest gym merch mistakes that 99% of gym owners make, and most importantly, exactly how to fix them so you can start selling merchandise consistently and adding that extra revenue stream to your gym in 2025. The first mistake I see is that gym owners are using print on demand rather than pre-order. And look, when you get pitched on this stuff, you see a Shopify plugin, Printify, Printful, whatever these companies are called now, you think that, oh, look, I don't have to have any upfront costs. It's available whenever someone wants something. So you don't have to worry about new designs. You don't have to worry about timing up the seasons. If someone wants a hoodie in June, they could buy it if they want. When you start asking questions and you start ordering stuff off these websites, that's where the problems start to arise. The first issue with print on demand, you're going to get low quality merch, because once you start asking questions and you're like, can we start printing on higher quality garments? Can we print on nicer hoodies, women's tank tops? They're like, actually, it's really not meant for that. It's only meant for like 100% cotton stuff. You're gonna wind up having to charge people 30 to 35 bucks for this stuff. And no offense, if someone's paying 350 bucks a month for fitness, they don't want just some cheap, crappy cotton tee. They want something that's nice that they could wear in and outside the gym. You really want to wow your members with this stuff where they come up to you and they're like, dude, this is like the nicest hoodie I have. I wear this thing all the time. That's what I'm aiming for. With print on demand, you're not going to get that. The biggest issue with print on demand is that it lacks urgency. And to be honest, the biggest secret when it comes to selling apparel in gyms today, there needs to be a trigger event. There needs to be a reason to buy. If you're just one of these gyms who you're just like, yeah, just order whenever you want, these stores get a lot of clicks. They get a lot of views. People spend a lot of time on these pages, but when it comes down to it, they just never make a purchase. It goes on a wish list. We all have wish lists of stuff we'd like to buy, but there's really no reason to buy it. So what I want you to do instead is I want you to switch your thinking and start considering running a pre-order campaign. And basically a pre-order campaign is something like this. Let's say we come up with a summer package for 2025 and it has a tee, a men's tank, a crop, a racerback. We want to let people know that there's a very limited amount of time to put that order in. There's a deadline. This is a limited edition design. This is the last time we're doing tees and tanks until next year, because the fall and the winter will have those fall and winter items. But basically we want to start leveraging urgency. The sooner you do this, the more you're going to see sales start rolling in. And again, I've seen this too many times. I work with these print on demand clients. They're like, yeah, I'm coming from print on demand. I'm like, how many shirts did you sell last quarter? You know, the gym might be 350 people. And they're like, oh, we sold like a dozen, I think. That's not good. You know, in a gym of 350 people in a quarter, I'd like to see you sell at least 75 pieces, at least. That's the low bar. For our gyms who have 350 members, we can easily hit orders of 150, 200, no problem at all. Now, the second issue and the second mistake I see is that gyms run the pre-order way too long. And you might be like, hey, open it May 1st, we'll close it May 30th. And I know what you're gonna do. You're gonna promote this day 1, day 2, day 29, and day 30 and do a mad dash at the end. Don't do this. If you have this long pre-order window, it's not giving people more time to decide. T-shirts are impulse purchases. People see something, hell yeah, I'm in. Summer design sounds good, I'm a large. They don't need to sit down and do a Venn diagram, pros, cons of buying merch this month. They don't need that much time. These long deadlines just kill urgency and people procrastinate and something else comes along. So when you do pre-orders moving forward now, I want you to run 7 days maximum. And you might be saying, well, not everyone comes through the gym in 7 days, Matt. Like we have a membership group where it really takes 20 days for the whole gym to come through. Look, the people we are selling merch to are the hardcore members. The people who swing by every day, other day, they're in the gym within 3 days. None of this like, well, Billy, we love Billy, but Billy only swings by every 20 days. We want to try and sell Billy a t-shirt. Like, that's not going to happen, okay? If you have these people who constantly miss the pre-order, right? And they always come up to you and they're like, oh, I didn't see it. I didn't get to the gym in time. Look, take 5 minutes and come up with a list of the classic procrastinators in your gym. Have a little list, a side list for them and say, hey, Billy, I know you always ask about t-shirts after they arrive, but I'm not going to have any extras on this. I was just thinking of you. Here's the link to order. Here's what we're doing for the summer. Do you want a t-shirt? What size are you? But really, this is going to create a lot of urgency if there's a strong and stiff deadline. And this might sound crazy, but the most successful gym merch drops we do happen in 5 to 7 7 days, not 30. Now, the third mistake that gym owners make is that they don't provide samples for members to touch, feel, and try on. We are the only company in the gym owner space that provides samples for free. And there's no cost for this. As I said, really with these samples, I want to build trust between you and you and your members and our company. I want them to see our logo on these mock-ups and be like, I know these guys are putting out high quality stuff. I definitely want to see how things fit and feel. And it just builds trust between everyone. And I find that that is way more productive. But look, I run a lot of surveys and focus groups with members at these gyms. You know, I will send out surveys, we'll run a little focus group and give away gift cards and stuff. And I'll always ask them, what's the biggest objection you have about buying new merch at your gym? It's not the design. It's not that they're too poor or they're too cheap. It's that they don't know how the new garment fits or feels. And people do not need another poorly fitting shirt in their closet. So what I really want to do is send those samples to the gym ahead of time and make sure people are given the chance to touch, feel, and try things on. If your pre-orders are low and you can't get people to commit ahead of time, this is probably the missing piece. Really, let me send you these samples. Always tell people the samples are at the front desk. One thing that drives me nuts, I spend $100,000 a year on sending samples to our clients. And you know, like when someone takes a selfie picture with their dog where the dog's in the back seat, I'll see the samples in the back seat and I know the gym owner isn't using them. Put the samples at the front desk. A secret stat that I've come across between all industries, whether it's Costco, boutiques, retail, bakeries, restaurants, whatever, members who sample something ahead of time, even with apparel, if they just rub their fingers on the material, they're actually 70% more likely to place an order. And that's a huge difference for those of you who have lagging pre-orders. Now, before we continue on to the two final mistakes, I want to make something super clear. Everything I'm sharing with you comes from working directly with thousands of gym owners who were making these same exact mistakes. We've developed a complete system that handles everything. The design, pre-order process, samples, manages deadlines, and even gives you marketing templates to promote your drops effectively. It's designed specifically for gym owners who want to offer high quality merch without any upfront costs or inventory risk. We can't work with everyone, but if you're serious about adding a profitable revenue stream to your gym, there's a link in the description to learn more and book a call with me directly. Anyway, let's get back to the final two mistakes. So mistake number 4 is that you're only doing 1 to 2 merch drops per year instead of 4 to 6. And this might sound counterintuitive at first because you might be one of those gyms who was like, we've been in business 5 or 7 years. These first orders we did were awesome. It was like 150 pieces per order. But as time went on, these orders got smaller and smaller. What do you think the issue is? Without even looking at the designs, without even like learning more about it, I could tell you what the issue most likely is. It's probably that you just keep running the same stuff out there over and over and over again. Same logo tee, white ink, black shirt, white ink, blue shirt. Like people get tired of the same stuff over and over. So what I recommend that you do is actually run 4 to 6 orders a year. And the reason being is that when you work with an experienced company like us at Forever Fierce, we're going to be able to put out unique designs on every single order, different garments, every single order. That way it gives people variety. It gives people a new reason to buy something. And really we want to appeal to everyone that we can in the gym with these orders and throughout the year. And piggybacking off of number 4 is mistake number 5. But the other major issue we're seeing right now is that you're offering too many options instead of staying focused. So when you only do 1 to 2 orders a year, I'll work with a gym owner who's like, I only want to do 1 order a year, but in this order, we want to do a tee, a tank, a crop, a long sleeve, a baseball tee, a lightweight hoodie, a pullover, a zip up crew neck crop hoodie. It's like, slow down. Like we're gonna get to all that stuff. And to be honest, I recommend everything I just rattled off. That's all stuff we're gonna do throughout the year. So we wanna plan this out. And the one statistic that I've discovered from the data that we have, no matter how much stuff you offer, people will only buy 1 item per transaction. If we know they will only buy 1 item per transaction, it makes sense to offer multiple buying opportunities. So again, we're going from 1 to 2 orders a year to 4 to 6, and you're probably gonna see your sales double or triple by doing these more frequent offerings. Now, instead of doing this like 8 to 10 different item thing, what I really want you to do is narrow this down. and think of families when it comes to garments. So like tees, tanks, crops, that's a family. Long sleeves baseball tees, super lightweight hoodies, that's another family. Hoodies, zip ups, crew necks, crop hoodies, that's another family. So we're not mixing and matching stuff. You know, like too often times I'll work with a gym owner and they'll be like, let's do a tee, a tank, and a hoodie. It's like, I don't recommend that at all. And the reason being is, and it's usually in like one of these states where it's like cold weather and they're like, well, we wear hoodies all year round. You don't get it. It's like, no, I do get it. I understand I wear hoodies all year round. The problem is I only buy that stuff in October, November, and the data I have totally backs that up. So if we know people only buy that stuff in October, November, let's not waste this opportunity in June to sell tees, tanks, and crops. The other issue we see with all these different choices, right? Like I do a lot of like rehab with people with this stuff where it's like, we actually have to narrow this down. We're not going to be scaling this out. The biggest issue is that it creates choice paralysis. And this is a very widely observed behavioral economic phenomenon. This is not economics according to Matt. This is not social psychology according to Matt. If you just Google the Columbia Jam study, you're going to come across a lot of information about decision paralysis and how to avoid that and how to ensure that we're offering variety but not overloading people. So what I want you to do instead, limit each drop to 3 to 4 garment options max, but we're not going to like unload every single thing we can do in the catalog. If you implement even half of these fixes, you'll see an immediate improvement in your merch sales. The gym owners who succeed with merchandise are the ones who focus on running their gym while partnering with experts who handle the merch side properly. If you want a system that actually works, click the link in the description to book a call with me directly. Otherwise, take what I shared today and start fixing these mistakes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.